The AFSPA Act is often regarded as the draconian act of India for its human rights violations. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing about every aspect of the AFSPA Act, that is the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958. So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at the news, then why the AFSPA Act has been repealed from some places, then about the AFSPA Act and its provisions, and what is the controversy that it is always going around the AFSPA Act, then the recommendations by the committees. In the end, a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is Indian security. From exam perspective, that is both from prelims and mains, you should be able to know about the AFSPA Act, and then from mains, its provisions, controversy and recommendations by the committee. So let's get started and see the news, and the news has been taken from the Indian Express, and it says AFSPA lifted from more areas in northeast states. First is we should be able to know that what is AFSPA Act, why is it always in controversy, and why is it called the Draconian Act, and then why is it placed in the northeast states of India and not in other states. So first let's see that why is it in news. So what has happened recently is that the Home Minister of India, that is Mr. Amit Shah, has said that the center has decided to further reduce the jurisdiction of disturbed areas under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, that is AFSPA, in Assam, Nagaland and Manipur. So the AFSPA Act, which gives power to the Armed Forces of India. So the act gives power to the Armed Forces of India, that especially in the northeastern states where there are disturbed areas. So what do you understand by the term disturbed? This we will be looking into in the coming slides. So if the armed forces finds any kind of disturbance going on in the northeastern states, then the armed forces have some special power under the AFSPA Act that they can issue a warrant, or they can arrest a person, or they can even shoot a person if they find something is wrong or some wrong activities are going on. And then this is the main reason that why AFSPA Act is so controversial. But now what is happening is that with each passing time and with each passing year, what is happening is the jurisdiction of AFSPA Act has been reducing over the time because of the improved security. So this is what is the issue at present also. And the reason given is that the improved security in the northeast. This is what our Home Minister has said. An improvement in the security situation in the northeast India, and center has removed AFSPA from several districts across Assam, Nagaland and Manipur earlier also, and now also they are reducing the jurisdiction of the act. So now let us first understand that what are the reasons given that why the act has been reduced in its jurisdiction. First and foremost is the improvement in the security situation in the northeastern state, and there are proper numbers and facts are given that yes, the security situation in the northeast, which in earlier times was very bad because there was so much of infiltration from the border areas, but now there are stated facts that yes, the security of northeast and especially the border areas has improved over the time. Compared to the year 2014, there is a reduction of 76% in the extremist incident in the year 2022. And if you will see that the reduction of 76% reduction is a huge improvement when it comes to the year 2014 to the year 2022. It means in period of 8 years, we have reduced 76% of extremist incidents. And the death of security personnel and civilians have come down by 90 and 97% respectively. It means almost we can say that now the civilian population is safe, and earlier that deaths which used to happen because of this act, and now that deaths are also not taking place and the reduction in numbers can be observed. So this has been the stated reason by the Home Minister. Now let's talk about the AFSPA Act, and that is Armed Forces Special Powers Act, AFSPA, which is 1958. So if in simple terms I will say, then what is AFSPA Act? So if you have to write in layman terms, or if you have to make the word AFSPA to be understandable by someone, then you can say that It gives armed forces the power to maintain public order in disturbed areas. Important word here is disturbed areas. That what do you mean by disturbed areas? So this act is what gives the power to the armed forces that whatever areas are considered to be disturbed areas, they are supposed to maintain the public order there. Now the important word is, what is disturbed areas? So disturbed area is one which is declared by notification under section 3 of the AFSPA Act. So the act itself tells about that what can be considered as a disturbed area. So this disturbed area is an area that can be disturbed due to differences or disputes between members of different religious, racial, language or regional groups or caste or communities. So this can be considered as a disturbed area, that if there are people from different caste, religion, communities and there are disputes and tussle taking place, so that area can be considered as a disturbed area, and there the armed forces will be placed so that the public order do not get disturbed. Then comes that the central government or the governor of the state or administrator of the union territory can declare the whole or part of the state or union territory as a disturbed area. This is an important point, that you should be able to know that which is that authority who can declare an area to be a disturbed area. So that authority which has the power to declare an area as a disturbed area is either the central government can do that, or the governor of a state can do that, or in a union territory the administrator can also do that. So you can say that the highest positions in a state or a union territory has the authority to declare an area as a disturbed area. Now let's talk about that what are the major provisions of the AFSPA Act which are mainly in news or which remains mainly in news. That is, the AFSPA Act gives unfettered power to the armed forces. Important word is unfettered. It means unmeasurable. There are many powers which are given to the armed forces under the AFSPA Act. And the Central Armed Police Forces deployed in disturbed areas. So first, you should be able to know that it is the disturbed areas. Only in the disturbed areas the armed forces are placed. So the area which already has the public order in place and is working very well, then in that area the armed forces will not be getting placed there. Then the provisions can be, which are given the unfettered powers to the armed forces, can be to kill anyone acting in a contravention of law. It means to kill anyone. The death provisions, that the armed forces can also shoot a person. Then they can arrest and search any premises without a warrant and with protection from prosecution and legal suits. So first they can shoot a person if they have any kind of doubts on anyone, and second, without any warrant they can search a premise or arrest anyone, and then the people of the armed forces, and the armed forces is out of the purview of any kind of legal suits or prosecution. So these are the few of the points, or you can say two of the points which is the majorly on which the controversy is there, that many a times it has been seen that the armed forces have actually shot people which has not been considered suspicious by the court, and when the proper reading or the proper trial of the person has been done, then it has been found that the person was not doing anything wrong, and the decision taken by the armed forces to shoot the person was not up to the mark. Then the law or the AFSPA Act first came into effect in 1958 to deal with the uprising in the Nagaland. So the year in which it came is the 1958, and the act has been amended also in the year 1972. Then currently AFSPA is placed in some parts of Assam, Nagaland, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh. So it is not that the complete Northeast comes under the provision of the AFSPA Act. At present it is the state of Assam, Nagaland, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh. And while the Tripura has revoked the AFSPA Act in the year 2015 and Meghalaya in the year 2018. Now let us talk about the controversy around the act, that why the AFSPA Act always remains in controversy. And first and foremost and the most important is the human right violations. Many a times we have seen that the human right activists have raised this point that AFSPA Act is a draconian act, and this is what is causing the human rights violations, because many a time the people or the civilian population which is considered to be innocent gets into the trap of this act, and then it is the civilian population who is paying the price even though they are not involved in this. And you must have heard the story or heard the name of Irom Sharmila. This lady was on fast for around 16 years to repeal the AFSPA Act. So because she thought that the act did not had the proper provisions and the powers which are given to the armed forces is way too much, that should not be given, and a restricted power has to be there, and it is the civilian population of the states of the northeast which were paying the price. So the law or the AFSPA Act empowers security personnel to non-commissioned officers to use force and even shoot the person if they found that person to be suspicious. Then this also grants soldiers executive powers to enter premises, search the premise and then arrest without a warrant. So many a times this has also led to wrong decisions. Then the exercise of these extraordinary powers by armed forces has often led to allegations of fake encounters and other human rights violations. And this is the problem, that the human rights violations and fake encounters or fake search and arrest warrants that have been issued, which has always been in news, this is what is causing a problem, and this is what is also raising the eyebrows of the human rights activists all over India. Now let's talk about the recommendations which has been given by the ARC or the committees which has been formed till now. So first and foremost is the Jeevan Reddy Committee, which was formed in the year 2004 to review the provisions of the act in the northeastern states. And the Jeevan Reddy Committee, the foremost recommendation by them was that the AFSPA Act should be repealed in the northeastern states. And the second ARC recommendation also said that the fifth report of the ARC also said that the AFSPA Act has to be repealed. So the Jeevan Reddy Committee is the foremost committee on the AFSPA Act. This is also important for you in your means answer writing. Whenever you are writing about the recommendations, then these two recommendations are the foremost recommendation that you have to give. First and foremost is the Jeevan Reddy Committee that recommended about the repeal of the AFSPA, and the second ARC recommendation, the fifth report of the ARC on public order, also said that the AFSPA should be repealed. Then in the end, a mains practice question, and this is a PYQ which was asked in the year 2015. Okay, it might be looking very lengthy question, but that is not the case. You need to read it properly. So, and try to do your answer writing practice by reading this. This says that the human rights activists constantly highlight the fact that the AFSPA Act 1958 is a draconian act leading to cases of human rights abuses by security forces. This is the first part. Then, what sections of AFSPA are opposed by the activist? This is the first question which is being asked in the, and you have to say that what sections of AFSPA are opposed by the activist. So what are these sections? First and foremost is that the armed forces has innumerable powers. Second, they have the power to shoot a person. Then arrest warrants can be given, and then the legislation cannot, the armed forces does not come under the legal legislations. So these are the problems with this act. And then second part of the question is critically evaluate. This is the second command. Critically evaluate the requirement with reference to the view held by the apex court. So till now what the Supreme Court has said, or the recommendations which has come till now. So this can be a 15 marks question. Try to write it in 250 words, and this will actually tell you that you do not have to go by the length of the question. You have to understand that what is it that has been asked. So try to do your answer writing practice, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.